Let's head on to the draft. How will Omega manage to actually have the right mix this time with this second game?
And can I say, this time, game 2, I'm pretty sure Coach Lembot's going to keep it low to the ground, close to the chest. We got to go to the fundamentals first, and then try to, again, Reptar, you agree with me, have good damage coverage, not all magic.
Yep, not all magic damage. You got to get some physical in there. And then, okay, I know I got my wish of surprise picks right away to show what you're made of.
Hello, cray.
But a little bit too crazy for my taste. The cushion from TNC yesterday made sense for the scenario, although they lacked wave clear, but it made sense. Here it was sadly countered also by a glue. A last pick blue side glue with a radiant armor. So Omega now will start taking away Harith, Faramis, and then the Guinevere, while RG will take away Matilda and then the Nolan.
Nolan now this time, again, very much respected by Coach Panda and Coach Daliot. They played it last game. You know what else is open, though? The Joy.
Joy?
Will Matt pick it up, though? Will Coach Lembot snap that up?
Yeah, it's not really a first pick right away by most teams. It usually goes into the second picks for everyone else. We might see something off kilter here. A lot. Too much. Let's see if West gets one of his signature heroes in the Claude. Claude is very first pickable right now. We do see it happen, but they need to make sure that they have the right heroes paired up with it to help dive with the Claude, because if they go Claude here for Omega, RSU will just pick up the Ruby.
Well, dive with the Claude. How about a Yuzong?
Maybe a little bit later on once we see the other pieces.
Yuzhong's a last phase or a red side thing?
Yeah, Yuzong or Ruby could actually be a good pair with the Claude.
A lot of solid first picks, though, gentlemen. Again, the aforementioned Joy. Vex is out there.
Sana, exactly.
Oh,
there she is.
Yeah, that's the usual first pick that you want to go for.
Yeah, so Vexana, good priority though on Omega. One thing also is open is the Barretts.
Yep.
Barretts.
Minotaur.
Yep. Same as...
I don't know why I just keep thinking I want to see Claude right now.
Yeah.
And then just make sure you get some really good poke here.
Hold up. Because Claude wasn't picked last game. Wasn't banned either.
Yeah.
That's why you want Claude.
Yeah. I just want to see him. It works out. Again, this is going to be backline. We don't know what the gold laner will be. If it's going to be a Brody or Bruno yet again, that kind of type. But... Oh, wait, no. That's for the side of Omega. But RSG can just run the same thing again.
Well, speaking of running things again, now they're really taking time with their first pick here. Yes!
Oh, one of your favorite heroes.
I am so happy right now. In this game, they pick it. You don't want to pair it up with the Claude, Vex, and a Barretts, because that is just completely backline domination and just penetration. Even knock up.
Then now Omega are going to be thinking, since, okay, carries on the other side, RSG is sort of telling Omega, we know you want to pick tanky as well. When you're up against a Barretts, you want to match it with the same tankiness. There it is, the Bruno, as mentioned, but this time for the side of Omega. So I wonder if they're just going to run a slightly tweaked variation of the RSG lineup from game number 1. Could work out. Arlott, priority EXP laner. And someone that, when you're up against a Barretts, and again, still just a really good pick that you can flex from XP to roam.
That's right. Yep. Lewis played a mean Arlott when he debuted, when he first played for Smart Omega.
Yeah, season 11.
In this very same building.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bring back the best things. Speaking of, could be the best here also for, if RSG would consider their mid lane, I think Valentina is really showing really good right now if they want to do it.
2 big ults, the Eternal Guard and the Final Slash.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's a signature there for Aqua. But right now, if they're going to pick up the Valentina, I understand why they want to pick a third, but I also kind of want to see its 4th pick. Because right now, if they pick up a Valentina here, then the draft is adjusted later on, then it's going to be hard. It's going to be Joy.
So this could possibly be
I'm not turning off the idea of a mid lane Joy. RSG have done that before. We know it's either XP, we know it's either jungle. That Barretts might also even go into the EXP lane.
That's right. Yeah.
Good flex as well.
Those are the only options.
Yeah. So a lot of flexibility here for RSG. It's going to be hard to read. I think we can read it better once we see the bans. Yeah, based on the bans
Or
here.
4th pick. I'd like to think 4th pick will make more sense. Like, after the bans, I'm sure they're going to try to attack Omega and not really give us... Again, the strength of Red Side is the information economy.
Yeah.
So it'll be more for them.
Yeah. So if it's going to be 4th pick... Oh, wait, no, yeah. Whatever you pick in the 4th pick, we'll just show it.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm still just reading through So since
They're gonna want
Carrie,
pick off.
well, since Carrie is present here, what could be the? Oh, okay.
You know, I have this weird
So
feeling.
they're pushing it to the XPR. They're on the
Yeah.
mid.
I have this kind of weird feeling that maybe RSG on the back of their head is thinking, hey, what if Omega goes jungle Hanzo? And then
Really?
they're just
Like
covering
that?
their bases.
Really?
Like that.
Yeah.
Oh, check it out. Again, for those of y'all who did not catch MPLMY S12, this is one of the reasons why Demon Kite won regular season MVP. Went 7-2, played 29 games with Lancelot so far in his career.
Wow. 7-2. So that's the reason why he's just completely on the focus, even for the assassin heroes that could actually show up. Because in the game number 1, Omega is also focused on the assassin heroes that could actually be picked up by Demon Kite. So Fredrin and Kaja probably just they're trying to push things with this first pick of the Arlet, because
Yeah.
could this be just even a Roam or an EXP Arlet?
Again, it's still difficult to tell where it's going to be. They can still flex it. And RSG taking away those two heroes, I feel like they're just trying to take away the capability of Omega to take control of the center of the map. When you have Kaja, you have fast wave clear, you have the Divine Judgment to worry about. If you have a Fredrin, of course, we all know how Fredrin likes to play the jungle. So it's like RSG want Omega to play reserved again. Like super cautious, hard to control the middle of the map.
Corner them.
Corner them,
Even
exactly.
worse. There's the Valentina.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Okay, just oh yeah, I think I remember you place it perfectly that they might be expecting to do that on the second phase.
Oh, that was Leo who mentioned that.
Yeah,
Of course,
Leo,
with Valentina.
correction. Yep.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just trying to just trim down the choice of what's going to be paired up with this Valentine, because Fredrin could actually be a good sense of a partner.
I said that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did. Definitely did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We can put it back on recall.
I think a lot of what's going on is Coach Lembot stepping up, saying, you know what,
Yeah.
Coach Panda, we're still in control. We can also play the flex game. Because they also have a set of chips on their own. Again, the Arlot
Yeah.
is very questionable. Like, where is it going?
Yeah. Let's see if RSG will pick up a Nano or even a Lilia here.
Oh.
One of those two. But not just yet. It's a Ruby. Still a lot of flex, honestly. But I'm inclined to think it's going to be a... No, not even. Still a lot of flex.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No.
They're not giving us anything right now.
You know
Yeah.
nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah, but this 4 picks of
House of
RSG,
Dragons.
Yeah.
really makes sense.
Love Game
Because
of Dragons.
yeah,
Continue, Francis.
yeah, you're getting my hopes up and just watching the trailer for the House of Dragons.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been
yeah.
excited.
We're talking about the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dragons. Don't leave me here.
This last pick from Omega will definitely quell all. You know what? I'm not even gonna say that. I can't say that for sure because they might again go pick crazy heroes that we still don't know where they went. Because again, they picked Hylos last game.
Yeah.
Okay, there's
Yeah,
a Roamer.
Minotaur.
Definitely a Roamer
Okay.
now.
Definitely Rome.
Rome.
Definitely EXP. And yeah, it's a Martis.
All right, so as predicted,
Martis early?
kept it closer to the chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Martis will go into the jungle, and the Arlot will go in the XP.
We could have just waited maybe on the last 2 picks, but there's a lot of crowd control from Smart Omega right now. So completely, this is just Aquas here that you were probably waiting. Still not gonna cross out the potential of the Joy being in the mid. What could be still the options here? Because even the Valentina, they banned it out. Omega saw it coming. Could be still used.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be a mid laner that they're looking for, then it's either just going to be Lilia or the... Nana.
I like the Nana.
Yeah, I prefer the Nana here better. When you're up against like a Martis, Minnow, Arlot, a lot of dive. Yeah.
Yes.
There she is.
Yeah, finally. I mean, we did see her yesterday, but there we go.
Oh, okay. So this is a side lane. Barrett's.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
a Ruby there.
Yeah.
I would prefer this configuration.
Yeah, the Rome.
And it makes sense. Both lineups have good skirmish.
To a
I'd say
game
RSG is a
number
solid
3. Let's
block.
let's see where this game will go.
All right. First early rotations. Slow start here. They just want to get around the mid for a clear. No tell. It seems like they're both going to be exiting up top or around the center of the map for their first exit, though.
Okay. Something to note, very little leashing from the mid laners. They understood that it was going to be a 2v2 early on, jockeying for position. Anything out of the ordinary for the emblems?
Nope. Rupture still there.
I like common emblem Barats.
Yeah, he does need it because of the mana. It does
Yeah.
help out.
And with that, quick rotations from Demon Guy helping secure the Little Wanderer.
Yep. One thing also I noticed, there's no Purify present for RSG, regardless of how crowd control is so present, or it's just Omega has a great amount of crowd control right now. Completed, they just need a flicker to get in and go in and out. And Matt is on level 4, by the way. In just 1 minute 20 seconds.
All right, so no one's seeing each other just yet, but Omega priming for an aggressive position around the mid. 30 seconds before the turtle spawns. I think RSG want to build an advantage there. They're just hovering around Louis, so they have a little bit more control from the bottom side because they have the Explainer going around first. Omega, though, they're going to be looking to go up top.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, they got bad intentions for Kusei.
Feels it.
I'm not so sure if RSG is ready for this kind of gank.
Oh.
All right,
no, they back away. They
All
back
right,
away.
5 seconds off the turtle. I think they want to jockey for that.
I think Lewis could be the prime target because he's not getting level 4 yet. So
Yep.
you don't want to see this if you're an EXP laner. So this is just the advantage of RSG. Clearly having a good start.
Yep. As expected here, Omega, they're still hovering around. This is actually quite contestable. They can try to go for this. It
And
still looks good.
The turtle goes in, half health. There's
Whoa!
the flicker,
Oh!
and the final slash, and the collapse. DK though still threads the needle, finds the steal. Nibor with a deadness welcome, throwing him over to the wall, but Matt survives, but only for a second more. There's a trade. Aqua takes 1. Nibor for Matt. Turtle goes to the Raiders. What an opening bout.
Yeah, that was great for RSG. Omega, we have to give it to them. That was the perfect start to what they wanted to do. Lewis with a surprise play with a final slash, getting the members of RSG they needed to get, but Demon Guy coming out of nowhere to secure the retribution. Omega committed everything that they had for that initial setup, but they didn't wait for Demon Guy. Demon Guy took it without a problem.
Yeah, precise retribution steal against the Barangay. Clearly having the right time to have that final slash. We were talking about how he could actually be in trouble of just being delayed, but it wasn't just a problem even for Lewis. Even for the item build, he's just completely slowing through, starting with his own momentum DXP.
All right, so now we're seeing maybe glimpses of what the mid-game or power spike-based team fights might look like.
Yeah.
RSG's collapse is much better. I think Omega needs
Whoa.
more items marked. Finds a big Minoan Fury and the EG dropping light like he's hot. And now Demon Kite looking for retribution, looking for a trade. Fails to take it on mark. Nibor though gobbles up Matt, spits him out just like that, and RSG can't trade. Small win for Omega.
And if you are a Martis, this is the starting momentum that you want to go with RSG.
Yeah, and Ryle is happy because the two members on the side of RSG, Light and Nibor, the frontliners, prioritize their Dreadnought armors, meaning that Ryle, if he can get the setups for him, or if he wants to set it up himself, will be dealing a lot of damage early on against RSG. And I think that will just scale slowly as the game will go on. So that's the trade-off there that RSG needs to face. West!
Oh no!
gold lane, gold
Here
lane!
comes Light fails to get the pull, and they move on.
Yep.
They are late to the party though, because there's more of a barangay presence here in the turtle.
Trade.
Approaching half health, big skirmish up top. West caught underneath his turret as the turtle take continues. Matt and Lewis, Lewis and Matt, Nibor the nearest member, and the Omega squad score 1. Turtle 2 for the barangay.
They completely split RSG in half. The focus was on the gold lane. Why?
Well, I feel like in terms of the positioning, RSG just felt that Omega was already there first, and it looked like they had a good setup there. At the same time, that is a typical thing to do. Second turtle, sometimes you can trade it for a gank into the gold lane. They weren't able to get the kill into the west, but they might be able to try and get a gank onto him, knowing that the Purify won't be back for another 40 seconds. That's why maybe you see Light hovering around the gold lane now. RSG are respecting the potential scaling that a Bruno can have.
Oh, yeah.
And now they
Speaking of
catch
which-
Light. Can they get him? And they can! Matt gets 1 with a decimation.
Oh, Matt. Completely waken up from the nightmare of game number 1. This is just completely a great start. They're trying to just poke and harass Aqua out. They just want to take this turret up top.
And they've set up West for success amazingly. West in the west able to push faster, further than Kusei.
Now with a quick look at the items. 2 Genius Wands already built up for the main magic damage dealers.
G-dubs.
Slight advantage here for the Bruno because of the sequence up top just now for Omega. Ryle still happy. Not a lot of magic defense yet on the side of RSG. This is the time for Omega, now that their Bruno is out of lane, to find fights wherein they can just be together, maximize the damage that the Vexana and even the Bruno can dish out.
Something else to note. Gentlemen, you notice that there's 4 flickers from RSG, not a single Purify.
Yeah,
It's so difficult once Mark and Ryle get the wombo combo of the Minoan Fury and the EG. Once it's in, there's very little out for you.
Yeah, that was the first thing that I actually like trying to point out. Like, how will they escape on the first thing that they kind of like miscalculated from the first turtle of the game?
Yeah, sometimes they're just gonna have to take it.
Or trusting your mechanics, that might be it.
Yeah.
Like, we'll just play better.
Play better, watch your positioning, all that.
Uh-oh. The conceal coming in. Light makes the call. Nibor first to the front lines. Lewis and Mark, a close unit, waiting for Matt to get the purple. Ryle blasts him. Sees that there is 1, maybe 2 in that river bush as RSG goes for the turtle.
Oh, look at that. Check bush. Nibor's trying to
And
check.
there's the pull, the flicker from Light. He's offended. Mark finding an angle. Turtle at a 5th of its health. Demon Kai with the retribution. Smooth walking away.
Omega kind of knew they would actually lose that chance from Demon Kite, but they got a turn down bottom. They got pulled in.
Final slash on the big bad dino. Not enough damage. Check it out though. Very quiet. West just working. Pushing that bottom lane. Tier 2.
I think for trades and objectives, West is still on par on what they want to do in this game. They
Yeah.
lost the Dragon Turtle, but they still wanting to have this success for this Bruno in this game.
Yeah, there's might be some viewers there wondering, how come Omega didn't fight there? It looked like they were primed to fight. The Minotaur was in a good position, but again, it was 5v4. Kusei was closer to that turtle, while West was just in the, well, technically the east or south. It's the bottom. Directions, I'm not so good at it. That's why I need maps.
I'll give you a compass.
Thank you.
He was working.
Yeah.
He could have actually pushed if it wasn't for those meddling minions. He needed a little bit more time, and RSG got their candy and walked away with it. Again, say what you will about the 2K gold lead that Omega has, the 2 kills that they have ahead, but I'd say right now, mid-game, 8 minutes in, it's 50-50. We're back at equilibrium.
Yeah, speaking of equilibrium, if we do have an item check from a few seconds from now, we might see how the defense items are showing from RSG. Because if there's no Purify, they would actually capitalize on that kind of defense. Because if we could check on how they will actually be in par with the backline of Omega, they need to reach that Vexana or even Bruno.
Yeah.
But the front line is just too strong for the Barangay right now.
Yeah, so RSG, since it's still very close right now, Demon Cat, I think, is going to be a lot of pressure coming from him. Or just Light and Nibor talking to each other, saying, hey man, commit the ult for the entry, and then I'm just going to try to reach a Vexana afterwards, or back and forth. So there has to be communication between the Roman EXP here of RSG if they want to reach the Vexana, but then at the same time, Peel, because you're up against an Arlot, and then you have to watch out for the Minotaur. A lot of things for RSG to consider.
Okay, just RSG. Speaking of considering this another objective, 9 minutes in the game. Lord is up. Now who's going to be in the front lines of RSG right now? There's so much crowd control that they need to check. Because Vision, Omega clearly has amount of it right now.
Well, the answer is right in your face. It's Nibor. It's the Barats. Again, I mentioned how there's very little Purify or cleanses. Once you hit the ult on the Barats, he kind of has CC immunity before he jumps in. So he definitely can at least confirm 1 CC. And now the dance begins. Matt and Mark up front. Ryle cocking it.
Lewis.
Coming in, Flicker misses it. The pull from Light. The counter engage. Down goes Mark. Demon Kite coming in from the flank. Lewis already down. Nibor gets another. It's a disaster for the Barangay as RSG gets a push off cam and a Lord.
Instead of stating the most obvious reason as to why RSG want that, I would rather focus on, well, one thing that RSG has been doing now for 2 games, wherein Nibor is actually their roamer in a sense. Light is just sort of the follow-up pick-off guy. Nibor gets the information, Light goes in or commits the I'm offended as a counter engage to whatever Omega wants to try and do. So this formation that RSG is doing it's a slight variation of what Naths would usually do in the EXP lane. He's usually playing more of like an assassin type or fronting alongside Light. Now they've changed it up a bit. Hey, rookie, can you front for us? And then we'll have your back. But the thing is, they gave the right heroes for him so far. Game 1, Glue. Game 2, as you mentioned, Leo, Barrett is perfect right now.
Yeah, it's just Lightning McQueen and Dynaco.
Huh?
Right now. We have Lightning McQueen and we have the guy from Dynaco.
I love
Ciao.
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, you have the legend and you have the rookie.
Family.
A complete great combo with the Barrett and the Ruby. How will Omega use that wombo combo again with this Arl? Because the flicker is down and Matt is holding on to this turret though.
Oh, wow. Matt throwing his
Wow.
body at 4 members of RSG, saying, "You shall not pass," like Dumbledore in Star Wars, keeping their tier 2 in mid. Bottom lane, barely standing as well for Omega. The map is so red, gentlemen. RSG taking it slowly.
The itemization choices right now of this Vexana has to rush a Divine Glaive after this Winter Truncheon because at this point RSG has magic damage defense.
Okay, speaking of damage though, they're really holding on to this turret. Right now they can even go out. Just having the presence of Light in the positions that you don't want to be in, even just in the brushes. Look at how the damage is just rising up with Ryle. This is the only player in Smart Omega right now that has an advantage.
Yeah, and that's why I keep putting focus onto this Vexana for now, or for majority of it, considering the type of your lineup that you're up against on RSG, where they also like to dive. The Vexana will naturally deal the most damage there. West will eventually catch up. He's just a chunker for everyone. Ryle, in a way, is sort of like the main damage dealer in most sequences.
Yep, in the business, what you call the core.
The core.
The true core of Smart Omega's lineup. And again, I think West has to work closely with Matt. They have to communicate more because it's those two that will do the finisher. It's those two that will clean up.
Yeah, they're the cleanup crew.
Well, speaking of cleanup, is the damage now enough? Because we've been looking on the avenues of Smart Omega on how to bounce back. They're looking for a way to clear up some lanes, but how is the late game? How could be this window of Omega could actually work? Because we've seen from few minutes from now that if they miss the chance from the Arlet, things just go wrong in the wrong places.
Yeah, well, West already has the items that he needs to deal serviceable damage. Again, just waiting for that Divine Glaive on the side of Ryle. And then that's when RSG will start getting punished for their dives or for any mistakes that they might commit.
Here we go, another chance for Omega
There
to
it is.
maybe find the comeback. Looking for that Lord take. Looking for a big team fight so that Ryle can get his big ult. Lewis gets pulled in.
Whoa!
Very good positioning. Eternal Guard crashing down on a Light. Look at the back line. Look at Demon Kite.
They're holding.
Pushing them back. They indeed are holding. A big knockup on the one. Down goes before. Matt finds a Decimate. Matt might go down here. But no! It's Light who goes down. West Side Killer in the building. And now Aqua with his passive gets popped by Lewis. Quick 3 kills for Barangay Omega as the song goes. Late game long, we're never gonna stop. They take a Lord. 14 minutes in, RSG can't contest.
Wow, at the right moment you said it. You guys perfectly said it. Omega completely bounced back.
They found the shot and took it, and they did not fail. Omega, I really thought there that it was a little bit off the mark. Ryle couldn't maximize the Eternal Guard, but then it was marked, who was able to counter back with a good Minoan's Fury to send the members of RSG back and get a key knock-up there. Now it's RSG reeling again. Omega have the items, Omega have the Lord. It's an even ball game.
Oh.
I guess
Wow.
that's one little finesse point of that team fight that we did not notice. It was the EG that kept everyone in, and then the Minoan Fury follow up. It's usually the other way around.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that off timing that threw RSG off. Amazing back and forth here. And now it's OMG pushing in.
That is just completely the right mix of layer of skills. Omega, now they're marching into the base. A siege and a lord.
We go.
Turret
They're
down.
inside. They're inside. Could be the last team fight here, gentlemen.
Oh,
EG
go, go.
plus the MF coming in. The base up next. West taking down the base.